Um, so one of the things that came up last week was the concept of think pink, and Sue has asked me to try to bring that into a meditation for this particular group. And Maria Christina, you left early last week, right? Was that when you left early? So did you hear the Think Pink story? Okay, great. All right, so I'll just tell it again, and Lynn won't mind hearing it again, will you, Lynn? Okay. So way back in 2008, I started to work with stones, and I started a business called Ladybug Touchstones, and we made power pendants for people. People would come to my house and they would search for a stone that called to them. I would turn it into a power pendant, and then we would put intentions in it, and they would walk away with this powerful piece of jewelry. And I didn't know a lot about the power of gems back then, but I started to learn more and more and more and more. And then when I started to learn about the traditional chakra colors, I realized that there was a similarity between the chakra colors and locations and the stones color and what the stones did. And not always, but usually there was some form of alignment. And at that time, I was really drawn to rose quartz. And rose quartz is that there's some people that can see the high heart. The high heart is pink right above the green. And rose quartz represents the stone of self-worth, self-love, self-esteem. And so I always knew that when someone picked out that stone, that's what they were craving in their life, was empowerment, basically. Because if we are filled with self-worth and self-love, really nothing can impact us, you know what I mean, without our permission, right? Because we don't get triggered. So anyway, So I started to work with the color pink and the high heart color. And I realized that if I just started thinking pink in an environment that wasn't particularly peaceful, I would watch everyone begin to calm down in the room. And it really intrigued me. And so I experimented it more and more. And at that time, I was writing for an organization called Wild Sister Magazine, and I wrote an article titled Think Pink. And it was one of the more popular articles I'd written for the magazine. And it was just really easy, simple, and highly effective. Now, I've never guided people through a ritual. I just tell them, when you're in a situation, think pink. And because of this conversation that the five of us are having, or those people that tap in, our team understand that when we think pink, we are immediately surrounded, I mean, this is the way that I believe it works, with a pink aura of self-worth and self-love. So how to use it, for example. If you are even on the phone or in a room with a dear friend who is having one lousy day and is using you as a sounding board to complain, usually those of us who are sensitive to this sort of energy, we walk away from that encounter exhausted, right? If not worried for them. It's like they dump their problems onto us, and then those of us who are sensitive start carrying it for them. They might feel better and we feel awful. So I decided to start using Think Pink when I would listen in to my friends that were having a really bad time, a bad day. And I saw them start to calm down. And it was like, geez, this is really powerful. And so then I started experimenting with myself. So if I'm by myself and I'm watching news or I'm online and something triggers anxiety in me, I just have to think pink and I calm down. And so this is the way that I feel that this works, is when we surround ourselves with a pink bubble, we are protecting ourselves with our own personal self-worth and self-love. So when someone is having a really bad time of it and they're spewing all over us, or if we're witness to it, like in a grocery store and there's cranky people, if we're witnessing it, if we just think pink and we get surrounded with this pink auric field, what happens is their energy, right, travels towards us. And those of us who are sensitive used to pick it up, gather it, carry it for them. But with this love of self-worth and self-love, self-worth, self-esteem in thinking pink, what happens is their energy gets reflected off of this pink bubble and travels back to them, transmuted and transformed into self-worth and self-love. And so what happens is it is their own energy coming back at them that has been spewed in hostility and fear and anger, has been transmuted to self-worth and self-love, comes back at them. It's their own energy, gets absorbed easily into their system, and all of a sudden they have no more issue. When it happens with someone that you care about deeply, they usually will call you and say, wow, thank you. You were a really big help. Thank you for listening. I felt so much better after I was done talking to you. And it isn't because I'm carrying their burden. It is because pink has transmuted their energy into something more empowering for them. Does that make sense? So when we are feeling anxious, when we are feeling self-doubt, when we are worrying too much, when we're in a place that we know isn't emotionally or mentally healthy, if we think pink and that auric field gets transmuted to my own self-worth and self-love, as my anxiety travels out and hits that bubble, it gets transmuted into my own self-worth and self-love and comes back and changes me. And I can tell you that this is tried and true, and it is 100% effective. And I'm not making this up, it is spectacular. The best example I can give is I have a hairdresser who is manic, maybe bipolar. I've been going to her for 20 years. She scares the shit out of me because she's got shears in her hand and she's, you know, spewing all over the trauma happening in her life. And so I pink up before I go in to protect me. And then I pink the entire room to calm her down, which always happens. Takes her a little while. It takes her longer than most, but she calms down. And then pretty soon, as my hair is getting set, she sits down instead of pacing or being dramatic. And it always works. It always works. So the energy of the world right now is to recognize the micro, which is us. And the beautiful thing about this group that Sue has started is this healing group of healing us. And when we work on healing us, then we can take this healing out into the world and transform the world around us from the micro to the macro. Since Think Pink is something that you do as you are present with someone else in the room, your eyes are open, you're looking at them, you're listening, and silently in the back of your head, you're going, pink, pink. I do a little thing with my hand, pink, pink. And sometimes it's like pink, 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 because it's like, you know, if it's too much. So I want to because I've never guided anyone. It's not really a meditation, but I thought what we would do is we would do this with our cameras still on, as if we are working with people. Because the reason why I chose to do this is one of the things that Sue had an enlightened moment. Remember, Sue, in last week, it was like, I need to learn to shift my energy in the present moment, right, Sue? I need to like, you know, in the moment with my eyes wide open, if I don't have time to go sit in meditation and, you know, feel better, I need to find peace in that moment with my eyes open when I might be dealing with someone who's not peaceful. So I want to challenge us to do that. You might need to close your eyes to help yourself visualize. But I think what I'd like to do is pink up ourselves first and feel the shift within us of our own self-worth and self-love. And then when we are filled with this pink, then we're going to breathe that pink in and we're going to expand it out, 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 out. And I guess what I would challenge you to do as your eyes are open, but, you know, and you can see the 5 people on the screen, is send the pink out. We can do it with each other, and also send the pink out to those people in your life that are suffering right now, that could use a little bit of support. And then we can breathe it in, and then we could just fly over the world and share droplets of pink wherever we're guided. Take yourself off mute and let me know what you feel about that.
I just have a question, and I maybe wasn't tracking you through it. When we're doing that, are we first filling ourselves up inside with pink and then spanning that out to a bubble? Or are we just creating a bubble outside of ourselves?
I'll guide you through a visualization, and you do it. And then if something else takes you someplace else, or if you choose to do it differently, I mean, that's absolutely fine. But I'll also have quiet moments where you go where you need to go. But I'll guide you, and we'll do ourselves first. And we'll be watching each other. So if you're not feeling it, like, point to me and go, or point to yourself and go, send me pink, send me pink. I need pink. But I'm just going to follow the guidance that comes to me while I guide us. I'm going to challenge you to keep your eyes open, close them when you need to, if it helps you visualize, but open up, because I think we want to see the world for what it is. I think we want to recognize each other. I think we want to be this representative of self-love and self-worth here, and then share that with our eyes wide open while we are in complete connection with all that is, with source energy. Does that make sense? So when we start with this visualization, I need to stop because I forgot to go around and have people introduce themselves. I just jumped right in. Sue, what would you like me to do? Should I keep going, or should we go around and check in?
We can check in later.
Okay. I know, I apologize. I all of a sudden got really excited about this. All right. So if you can sit here with your feet anchored to the ground and your back straight, your chin potentially raised so your heart center is open. What we want to do is create this energy of pink in our high heart, which is between our heart center and our truth center. You can do this with your eyes open or your eyes closed, but as you just begin to breathe at a rate and at a pace which is comfortable for you, I want you to begin to activate this energy of this high heart right here. And it might feel really blissful. It might feel really tingly. Might bring up some emotions of divine love, powerful love. For when there is a love of self, there is nothing that can take us down. So as you begin to breathe, just begin to think pink and have that pink travel up and down through your body. Maybe we send pink to areas in our body that are suffering, that are tight, tension, sore. Sending it pink. Maybe you'll begin to feel a little bit giddy, a little bit happy. You know, maybe you'll start to feel your eyes start to smile in the corners, but just continue to think pink. And we're not forcing anything. We're not forcing the color pink. We're just thinking pink. And our angelic team, our invisible team, is taking care of that energy for us. So now let's work on filling the essence of our entire body with the color pink. So from our toes all the way up our legs to our torso, our neck, our arms, our head. Maria Christina's bringing in the pink blanket. I love it. And let's breathe in the pink. And now equal, pressure's not the right word, but just expand the pink equally from your legs and your chest to your back, your sides, up, down, just expand the pink. So breathe in and gently expand the pink out. And breathe in and gently expand the pink out, filling your auric field with pink. So take a moment to swim in your auric field of pink as you are reminded what self-worth, self-love, self-esteem feels like. An interesting sensation because there's nothing more powerful, but yet it isn't power. So there's nothing more powerful than self-worth and self-love, and yet it's not like we're powerful. It is, but it's just so powerful. I mean, I don't know. It's just so, you know, and I'm feeling an infinity sign, just sort of swimming in it. And now as we breathe in, let's expand this pink out into the room in which we are sitting. When we do this, especially if there's others in the room, if you have a pet in the room, I mean, just sort of see if there's some sort of reaction. We are not directing the energy like a laser beam. We are just sharing, expanding, but we are not forcing. We're just pinking up the room. And all the objects and all the living beings, if you've got pets in the room, like I do. And breathe in the pink, and then let's just share this pink with our house. And all the people that live in it, all the people that visit it. So you're standing in the center of this pink, but we're not forcing anything. It's just all of a sudden we look around and maybe there's a fuzz of pink everywhere. Maybe we don't even see the pink, but my hope is that you feel it. Now let's visualize opening our front door. and inviting people into our field of pink, and watch how it shifts their own energy. And now when people leave the home of pink, they can take that pink experience out into the world, and they might not even know what they're doing, but they're going to carry your energy of pink with them when they leave. So visualize that power, that empowerment, that beauty, that grace of sharing this divine love, self-worth, self-esteem with others that enter your house and leave your home. And now let's take that pink and let's share it with our neighborhood. Maybe you want to travel and fly and spray it or share it, or maybe you just want to stay seated where you are and just send it out energetically. Whatever visualization works best for you, share your pink self-worth, self-love with your neighborhood, with your city, with your state. Remember, when we are sharing our self-worth and self-love, we are not pushing our agenda onto anyone else. Pink transmutes their energy into their own self-worth and self-love. All right, so it's not like everyone's walking around with Cinda love within inside them. They're walking around with their own self-worth and self-love, which may have been generated in my home or in my presence, in your home or in your presence. So we've worked on the micro. We have felt the shift within us. We've taken it out of us. We've shared it with the local and the locals. But now let's do some real work. Let's take it out to the macro. So let's breathe in the pink. And if you want to fly out the top of your head and fly out into the cosmos and look down on this gorgeous planet, or if you want to dive down deep under the crust and work with Gaia, you can work with Gaia, we can work with Grace, we can ask them to guide us. Where is pink needed? So take a few moments to travel and share pink in any way that it comes to you. In a blanket, in a spray, in a hose, in a bucket, or just in an energetic field. Sometimes I just say, I'm gifting you with your own self-worth and self-love. Sometimes I just say, and here's pink. Here you go. I'm being guided to share the pink energy with the elements. So let's see where we travel or where we're taken to share this pink self-worth, self-love energy with water. So when the water is in any of its form, whether it be in mist or liquid or solid, may it carry the energy of self-worth and self-love. So let's bless the water that we drink, that we swim in, that we see with the oceans, the lakes, the ponds, and the clouds, on the mountains and the rivers and the streams. Wherever you're taken, let's bless the waters with self-worth and self-love. Now let's take this energy of pink and let's bless the air that we breathe, the air that others are breathing. Let's just insert the energy of self-worth and self-love into the air surrounding that's cycling through this world, this planet. Visualizing that when anyone takes a breath in, they are recognizing their own self-worth in that moment. Now let's bless the fires. Let's include the sun in this. Let's bless the sun. Let's bless the healing energy and the mighty power of fire. So when people look upon the flame or feel the heat from the sun, mixed in there is the color of pink, reminding them of their own self-worth and self-love, raising their self-esteem. Take the pink and travel to the earth, all the soil, all the mountains, all the deserts, the earth itself, the minerals that are growing underneath it. Let's bless the earth with pink. Now let's carry that pink energy and bless the plant kingdom. All of the plants, all of the trees, all the food that we eat, fruits and vegetables, bless the plant kingdom. So when we consume the fruit, when we consume the vegetables, we are reminded of our own self-worth and self-love and our connection to all that is. And then let's take this beautiful blessing of pink and take it out into the animal kingdom, the insects, the birds, blessing them with pink. Now as we come back, bringing in the energy back into our bodies as we are sitting here together, the 5 of us. Let's send waves of pink to Sharon. Sharon, open and receive our loving pink energy for you. And let's send Lynn our pink energy. Lynn, open up your heart center to receive our pink, mixing and blending with yours. And let's take our pink to Maria Christina and open your chest up, my girl, and allow and receive the pink to come, sending you waves of self-esteem, self-worth, self-love. And now taking this gorgeous pink and blessing our friend Sue with it. Our mighty leader, blessing Sue with pink. Open yourself up to heal, girl. Open yourself up to receive all the self-worth, self-love, self-esteem. And if you don't mind, share it with me. So let's just take one final moment and just think of people or places or events. I mean, just a little micro of stuff that's causing us internal stress, to just finally release it, be healed from it, from its effect, the emotional effects of us, just by pinking it up. So like right now, my son is stressing over getting married. I want to just send him a little pink. Just pink. So we can sit here in this moment and just like little bullets of pink. Bullets is a bad example, I apologize. But pink, 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 pink. So with that, we come back into our bodies and we celebrate the work that we've done. We feel empowered by it. We feel altered by it. We have grown because of it. And all because of the very simple, gentle, yet profoundly powerful color of pink. Thank you. So it is. So take yourselves off of mute, and I'm just curious what that was like, having never done this before. Go for it, Lynn. Oh, Stu, you want to? You go for it.
I do. So I've been using Love and Light. And since you talked about pink, I've been using pink, Love and Light. Pink love, pink light. But today, it just magnified the whole process. It also somehow, your idea, I needed your permission. Since we did it today, I feel like I have permission now to say out loud, I'm using pink, love, and light. And when Maria Christina went and got her pink, it really helped because something inside of me is blocking pink, because when I wear pink, it just drains me of color. like navy blue drains me of color. It's not my color, but I like it. So I need to find a shade of pink in a pillow or a scarf or a blanket that I can feel connected to, because that will just magnify the whole process. And so there's been some amazing sunrises and sunsets, and I sit here at this window and I watch it, and the pinks have been vivid and bright and bold and it can take up the whole sky or I can take a part of it, but it's been absolutely magnificent. So I was envisioning, once we got past my pink and expanding it, what I saw was the sky lit up pink. Where there was clouds, the sun behind it lit up the clouds pink. And the sun, instead of being yellow or gold, was pink. And it just radiated out pink sunbeams, sunshine. And then I was visualizing the harvest moon, that full, bright, it feels bigger than life. It's so huge. And that was different shades of pink glowing. And then I saw pink snow. And then I saw pink rain. And it's touching the world everywhere. And it was just awesome. I just loved it, absolutely loved it. Feeling, because I have felt it at different times, there can be a pink tone to paint. When you walk into a room and it's not necessarily really obvious, but there's a vibration to it. They've used it in prisons. They've had pink room and they put the violent into the pink room and they immediately start calming. So pink as we each need it, the shade we each needed, and for the time frame we each needed. And it was like, okay, Spirit, I'm visualizing it. You're in charge. Take over, do what needs to be done. But it was fun. And what I'm finding is that when my spiritual work really resonates with me, I'm one with it. I can immediately feel a smile on my heart, a smile in my heart. And then I know it's on my face because it starts from deep within. So spiritual work that I'm doing that's not right for me, there's no smile. But when it is just what I'm supposed to be doing, it's like my whole body feels like it's smiling. And so I was smiling all through this. Thank you.
Well, I think it's when we talk about self-worth and self-love and self-esteem, we're not talking anything egotistical. We're talking about divine love and expressing gratitude for who we are and what we do and where we're going. I mean, just it's an overall feeling of just, of anchoring into our mind, body, spirit. It is like nothing can touch us, nothing can knock us down, nothing can alter us. No harsh words can change how we feel about ourselves when we are one with the divine love that is us, and when we are in alignment with source. So when we talk self-worth and self-love and self-esteem, it's not from the egotistical forcing it on anyone else or I'm better than anyone else. It's like nothing can touch me because I am one with the divine, because I am divine.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what self-worth and self-love is that oneness with the divine. Not over anyone else. It's just me. So.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. When we step into our knowledge of us being the light in the world, we are in our true self. We are, to me, we are connected with the divine self that we are, and which is something I've been working on and practicing for a while, of sending love and light and being a light in the world, and saying every morning, I am the energy of love, I am the energy of light, my energy is enough. And to bring that into the day, but to add the color pink, I have to sit with it a little more to figure out what the words I would say around that, but it's powerful. It's powerful, and it's almost like I don't know that I have the words yet, but it's like, you can't see energy as well. You can, but it's like being love energy in the world or light energy. When you add pink to it, it's like I can see it better. I think I can envision it better going to the places it needs to go. I can envision it surrounding the people that I know need healing. Yeah, I'm excited to work more with it. And, you know, I can't wear pink, you know, pink usually is just drains my color too, but I have a pink that's probably more like what Christina has. You know, there's a blue pink that has a blue tone to it. And I can wear that. And Sue, I think it looked gorgeous on you. You know, it's not a pale pink. It's not even a hot pink, but it's a vivid, strong pink. And it, I don't know, I just love it. And Christina, you also had a pink little animal or some stuff thing. Let me see, I want to see that. Love it.
Well,
So
you know,
Christina already has a lot of pink in her life.
what is interesting is when I work with people and I teach them about Think Pink, you know, like you said, Lynn, it's an energy that we just are. In that moment, we think pink, and I do a little flip with my wrist to make it serious, you know. But there are people that will dress in pink before they are going to sit in a very difficult meeting, you know, or if they have a difficult client, they will actually wear pink in hopes to calm everyone down. And it's so contradictory because we think of pink as being very feminine and very gentle. But what is psychologically getting played out is the energy of pink is nothing but gentle. It is nothing but gentle. So when we are thinking pink or when we wear pink, we might be looking really feminine and people might think we look really pretty. But if we are doing it with intention, we're shifting the energy of anyone that looks at our pink. So yeah, you can, you know, I sometimes I say get a rose quartz pendant, rose quartz bracelet to remind you. Or if you're going to go someplace where you know that you need an extra little bit of protection. I mean, imagine protecting yourself with your own self-worth and self-love. That's pretty amazing, you know. So, all right, anyone else want to talk? Sharon, you're off mute.
I'm off mute. Well, my mouth just kept smiling. After Christine and I went and got her pink, I thought, oh my gosh. And I went, no, I'm just going to say this. It was like I had to go get my pink. So yeah, it was great. Thank you.
Great, Christina, you want to share if there is anything?
Yes, I enjoyed this so much. As you can see, I love pink, and it just put a huge smile on my face. And then I thought, when you started, I thought pink, 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 and then this little guy called me, which is something that I have that I bought a few years ago, and is sitting on my shelf. There's also a blue one. This will be for my future grandchildren, if I will have. and then my eyes got drawn to my side. I have a whole bunch of all my stones here, and you know, that I gathered all around. And this one called me. It's a shell. It's a pink shell. So yeah, I had that in my hands. It was just uplifting and charging, and yeah, just smile on my face. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes, exactly. I also smiled a lot because there is an Italian fashion label called Think Pink.
Really?
Yes, and I had a few garments from them, and on each garment, like, they would also have sportswear. There would be this Think Pink written somewhere with a little pink, not a crystal, but a pinkish stone. So It's lovely. Thank you. Thank you. I'm hot now.
Well, it'll be really fun for me to hear stories of how you are using it out in the world. You know, there's so many reasons to be personally stressed. So if we go on social media or we go on TV and we watch the news or whatever, if we are immediately feeling anxious, or if we wake up like Sharon did, or like I did really early this morning and we're feeling something, you know, just bring it, try to remember to bring in the pink first. Bring in the pink and calm the micro down before we do the work that needs to be done through prayer or ritual to take it out into the macro. So
It also makes me think about how pink has been used during the cancer recovery, and be curious how that came about, how pink was chosen. I'll feel different about that now. It's not that I've ever felt bad about it, but I thought, why pink? You know, because it seemed too weak to me, too, like you say, too feminine, too gentle, too whatever. About probably a couple of weeks ago, I was walking on, I always walk down the marina and then up the creek trail. And there was a rock sitting on a post that somebody had made. And they had put the pink cancer symbol on it. And it was in like little like art crystals they made it out of it. And I grabbed it because I knew that it was my friend in New York who's recovering from cancer, that I needed to send it to her. And I sent that off to her and she was just blown away. So yeah, it's showing up.
Just two more things. In my spirit temple on Tuesday night, I just was reminded I received pink, and I drew a flower card, the pink hortensia. So yeah, and then look at what we are wearing. Lynn, Sue, and I have this exact same color combination.
yeah, and I've got the
That's funny.
I mean, really. Call that synchronicity.
Yeah.
I call that synchronicity. This is the hortensia card I had on Tuesday.
Oh, how beautiful.
So I'm just happy. Thank you.
I'm getting a pink scarf. It's going to have other colors in it, but I'm getting a pink scarf because then it won't take up too much room and I can take it with me wherever I am and I can wear it in circle.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, how fun. You know, I'm looking at all of what?
My mind is
I'm looking at all of our skin tones and we all have a pink undertone compared to what we had when we first started. It's pretty, I just like a flush.
Yes.
Oh, and we lost Lynn. I wonder what happened. Maybe her battery died. All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you for letting me experiment on you with ritual. And I'm excited to hear how you use it and what its effects are when you're out in the world.
Thank you, Cinda.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Pink to all of you.
Think pink. How fun. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Cinda.